Hey everybody, this is the Esoteric Cross. I make videos about how to gain your personal power while learning ancient secrets, and if that sounds like something that you're into, please hit the like button and subscribe and gain insight from this perspective in the cosmos. In this video, we're going to discuss the idea of a temple. We're going to get into the topics that are strongly associated with temples, like the body being a temple, what exactly that means, and we will talk about the use and purposes of temples and how we can use this information in a practical way. Temples are fascinating, awe-inspiring, majestic, and can have a great influence on consciousness. Throughout history, people have put a lot of effort into building these structures, and even today, people put a lot of effort in maintaining them. Temples have been used for prayer, worship, and sacrifice. If you really think about it, these structures contain a lot of energy, especially if they've been used for hundreds or even thousands of years. Saying that temples were used for prayer, worship, and sacrifice is very surface level, and in this video we're going to dig deep beneath that surface and uncover many more layers to this topic. The first thing that we should talk about is the saying that you might hear a lot: the body is a temple. Even in the Bible, it states that the body is a temple of the Holy Spirit. This is not a saying that is only in Christianity, but this goes across many religions and traditions. This meaning is showing that God, the universe, source consciousness, or whatever you want to call this creator, lives in the bodies of humanity. Actually, this goes even beyond humanity. I think that this applies to everything in this universe, as it is all a manifestation of this divine consciousness. It creates reality and lives as it and lives through it. When we look at it this way, then we can uncover just a bit more about what a temple really is. If the body is a temple, then this is a place where divinity dwells within. If the world is a temple, then this is a place where divinity dwells within. When we build temples, they are places intended for divinity to dwell within. I know that this may seem pretty obvious, but we're going to get further into this idea. A lot of this can boil down to perception. When we don't view something as a place that is divine, then we can miss the value in it. We may completely disregard it altogether. I think that we can definitely get a lot of benefit by viewing the body this way, because when we recognize that spark of divinity within ourselves and within others, we value ourselves and humanity more. When we value ourselves and others more, then we take better care of ourselves and the environment. I think that this is extremely important when it comes to living a more happy and fulfilling life. This is one thing that I really recommend to people who feel like they struggle with negative thoughts about the self and struggle with confidence. It's really hard to experience this in a strong way when you view yourself and others as divinity and experience more self-love. So we know that one purpose of temples is for divinity to dwell within. Another purpose of temples is to build up even more energy to thrive off of. This is one of the purposes for performing energy work on a daily basis. This is also one of the purposes of performing ceremonial magic. When we are working every day building up our energy body or light body, we are building this powerful force that our body uses to feed off of. I think people really underestimate the benefits and true power of energy work. If ceremonial magic is interesting to you, I highly suggest checking out my video titled, Magic is Not What You Think, and you can click the top right corner of the screen to watch that if you'd like. I also have a course on magic that starts on January 25th, so sign up with the link in the description so you don't miss that. Now, if we apply what we know from building up energy for the body, this tells us a bit more about building up energy within temples that we have built for gods and deities. There's this idea of circumambulation. This is the act of moving around an object in a circle, and the intention is to build up energy. What this is doing is generating energy and moving this current of energy, which generates even more energy. This energy may act as a shield for this object, and it also is charging the object. Circumambulation has been a very common practice in temples in many religions and traditions. It is used within Freemasonic temples, and it is used in many other orders and secret societies to this day. This act is something that can generate energy for a temple just as we generate the energy field for the body to consume over time. Getting further into what a temple really is, we need to think again about the body being the temple. It's like a vessel, or even like a vehicle for divinity or conscious to use to interact with the physical reality. In essence, this means that temples are a bit like portals, or they are places where portals can be generated. A temple is a bit like a gateway, and we'll talk more about this in a second as we talk about the Kabbalistic tree of life. It's very common to see a temple with two pillars. It's common to see temples that have a grand archway or a gateway. This is very symbolic because this is like a gateway into a new realm, a new dimension, which can be metaphorical for stepping into a new state of consciousness. But I think there's something even more to that. If you think about the body as a divine machine that is walking between two worlds, then we can see how these temples are essentially made to do the same thing. When you step into a temple, it's like you are no longer really in this dimension anymore. You are stepping into the realm of the gods, or really the middle ground. These temples are also a reflection of the cosmos, a reflection of divinity. So is the body. There's a famous axiom within occultism that states, as above, so below. We are made in the image of the Creator, and what we create is also mirroring us and our Creator. These temples are meant to symbolize that. Take a look at the idea of King Solomon's temple. It's absolutely an expression of the body, the soul, the consciousness. Humans are constantly building these structures that mirror us and that mirror the Kabbalistic tree of life. I feel like this action is ingrained within us. We are like the seeds of the universe creating more of these trees within our reality. When we examine the Kabbalistic tree of life, we can see that this is like a vision of a temple. We have two pillars on either side, and we have a middle ground, or this is even called the middle pillar. But this is the place of walking between two worlds. This is like the altar and the contents of this temple. The Kabbalistic tree of life is a map of divinity. It shows how the source consciousness manifests reality and also shows the way to connect back with the roots of the tree, the source. There are so many reasons for knowing and understanding the tree of life, from using it within the path of ceremonial magic, getting a better understanding of tarot, getting a better understanding of self, being able to manifest clearly, and also following this path of ascension. This tree is a map of the human body, the human soul, the soul of divinity, and it is the energetic blueprint of creation. Seeing this tree everywhere can be a very important key to unlocking the secrets of the temple. Many temples use sacred geometry to encode secrets and also to assist with providing the temple with a specific energy. I've talked a bit on this channel about how form has this resonant energy, and that resonant energy has an effect on consciousness. Sacred geometry is something that can be used to manipulate energy and consciousness. If you want more info on that, you can click the top right corner of the screen to check out my video on sacred geometry. This geometry is used with the intention of reflecting divinity. The belief is that these shapes can really enhance the spiritual experiences in the space, and that they can also act as a bridge between the physical and spiritual realms. We see this heavy use of sacred geometry within these temples going back to Hindu culture, ancient Egypt, Greece, Sumer, and ancient American culture. And also, of course, it is still used today within structures in our cities. A part of what they're intending to achieve with this resonant energy is the enhancement of the rituals performed in these spaces. It's a way of aligning the self with the cosmos. One not only reflects the other, but also affects the other. This topic of temples was really exciting to dive into for me, and I definitely think that it can be used in a practical way by developing a sacred space within the home. Whether you achieve this by having an altar, a room dedicated to ritual work, or you have other creative ideas, I think that this can be really beneficial to meditation, energy work, or ritual work. Make sure to check out the link in the description below to see what courses I offer, and if you want to work one-on-one with me, I do offer coaching as well. There are links in the description of this as well as to where you can book a tarot reading with me. I also have the link to my Patreon if you're interested in some live streams, and I hope there was something new that you were able to take away from this video. If so, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.